December 26, 1900. The Flannan Isles, Scotland. The relief ship Hesperus approaches the island. The lighthouse is completely dark. No flag flies on the staff. The ship's horn blasts, a loud screaming echo. It cuts through the fog, but nothing moves. No one appears on the landing platform. Absolute, terrifying silence. 3 experienced keepers have vanished. Tonight, we reopen the unwritten logs, piece by piece, evidence by evidence. Here, at the missing ledger, where abandoned mysteries are brought to light. The men who guarded this rock were not amateurs. James Ducat, the principal keeper, 43 years old, experienced, competent, a man of routine. Thomas Marshall, the second keeper, younger, respected, a reliable hand in winter storms, and Donald MacArthur, the occasional keeper, a tough, hardened veteran of the sea, known for his strength under pressure. Their mission was vital. Keep the massive oil lamp burning, guide the ships through the treacherous winter waters. On December 7th, their watch began. They were completely cut off from the mainland. No radio, no phones, just 3 men on a rock. Joseph Moore, a relief keeper, steps ashore. He walks up the steps alone. The heavy iron door is closed, locked from the inside. He unlocks it, steps into the cold darkness. He enters the kitchen. The scene is frozen. A half-eaten meal sits on the table. A wooden chair lies knocked over on its side. Everything suggests a sudden, frantic departure. Then, Moore checks the oilskin gear. 2 sets of raincoats are missing, but one remains on its peg. Donald MacArthur's raincoat, left behind in the freezing Scottish winter. No experienced keeper would ever step outside without his coat. The lamps were cleaned, the oil wells were filled, the machinery was in perfect working order. The kitchen fire had died out days ago. Time here had simply stopped. The true horror was discovered inside the logbook, written by Thomas Marshall. The entries describe a nightmare. December 12th. Marshall writes about a massive, violent storm, worse than anything he had ever seen. He notes that the veteran James Ducat was completely quiet, and the tough Donald MacArthur was weeping. December 15th. The final entry, written in frantic ink. Storm ended, sea calm. God is over all. But here is the terrifying contradiction. Official naval records and meteorological archives proved one thing. From December 12th to December 15th, the weather around the Flannan Isles was perfectly calm. There was no storm, no raging winds. The sea was quiet. What were they seeing? Who were they praying to? Investigators searched the island. At the western landing platform, 100 feet above sea level, they found raw devastation. Massive iron railings were twisted out of shape. Concrete blocks were shattered like glass. This evidence birthed the main theory. A rogue wave, a mountain of water, sucking the men off the cliff into the freezing abyss. Yet, why would all three leave the lighthouse together? Rules strictly forbade it. One man must always stay inside. Did madness take over? Did a violent argument erupt, causing MacArthur to hunt down the others before falling into the sea? The lack of bodies buried the truth. Every theory solves one problem and creates two more. The sea took the evidence and left only an unwritten logbook. More than a century has passed. The Flannan Isles remain silent. No remains recovered. No clothes found. Only an empty tower, still guiding ships through the dark. Imagine standing on that cold, empty rock, the wind pushing against the glass. The sea, perfectly calm. The official records, telling you there is no storm. Yet, inside your mind, the world is tearing apart. Did they face a monster made of water? Or did they successfully tune into a terrifying frequency that never allowed them to come back? The final ledger remains missing.